So this is the first GMP Detox reaction clip. My daughter was asking me yesterday, why do you not do reaction videos? And I was saying, okay, that's a good idea. They are popular and maybe they are also good for learning. Why not? Okay, so we will have a few on a spam email that I got this morning. So in my mail inbox, it was directly going to spam, but I was checking it. And I got an offer for a training about Excel spreadsheets, ensuring data integrity and 21 CFR Part 11 compliance. You see all the different keywords, marketing words, which are required. Description, learn how to use Excel spreadsheets for GXP data to ensure compliance with 21 CFR Part 11 and reduce validation costs and time. I think we also need to talk about 21 CFR Part 11, electronic records and electronic signatures. In one of the next clips, we can do so and have a few on that good old thing from the 1990s. And it's interesting. You read here, create a spreadsheet that is GXP. X is once written with big capitals, more than with small capitals. Very interesting. Whenever you use Excel, MS Excel spreadsheets, and you talk about data integrity, the data flow, the Excel sheet is always in your data flow a risk. Very simple. You should try not to use Excel. Within a process, if you must need an MS Excel spreadsheet, then the process is not well designed. The data flow is not nice implemented. That could happen because also of historical reasons, but usually in QC lab or so, you will try to find software which is validated, fit for the intended use and purpose. So then the calculations, the information getting out of that is automatically provided. So Excel is always a problem, and it's not an easy English word for me, but we talk about data vulnerability. Oh, it worked. And Excel is definitely a sign that the data flow is not well designed. I talk explicitly about the data flow. What you will learn in this webinar, ensure compliance with Part 11. Part 11, it's solved since 2003. There's a good ISP good practice guide for electronic records and electronic signatures, how to use cell and file protections. Okay, so it's an Excel course. How to use the Excel audit trail. Ha, that's the track changes mode, like you know it from MS Word, for example. With that commenting functions and changing data. The same is provided by Excel, very simple. Not really useful, but it could work. It will not be your solution to validate an Excel sheet. And then we have this marketing stuff, reduce validation and time and costs and blah, blah, blah. And you save $50 with the coupon save 50. I give you save 100% today in this reaction video. There are, if you need to validate Excel sheets, and you will find some of them, there are 3 magic things in it. Number 1 is that you have an inventory list of all the Excel sheets that you use in your company and why you are using that, for what you are using that, for an analysis, for a calculation. Does it have direct GMP impact on whatever other results used for quality decision-making processes and so on? Number 1, I started a project and people were saying, yeah, we only have 4 Excel spreadsheets. And I said, okay, let us wait a week and check. And at the end, short story, it was 50 Excel spreadsheets for different type of documentation and records and so on. Number 2 is you must create a master template. Excel does have cool functions that you should have in that, whatever, work with hidden text, validation of cells, conditional formatting, and so on. And the master template should provide that. The biggest trouble with Excel sheet, and is not covered in that course, is that it's file-based. Whenever something is file-based and it's not in a database, in an SQL database, rational database, you will have problems. So solving the Excel problem will require any third-party tools for like an EDMS system or an EQMS system. When you have done it, and you must think in a data flow, you have the master template, then an analyst will take from a secured place an Excel sheet, and he or she should do it on a daily basis to access the most current one. Then they will fill in the data or copy and paste the data. There's a count function, for example, to verify the data inputs, plausibility checks, and so on. Everything is possible. And then the people must save it. They must trying to sign that in different ways. We talk about DocuSign, Adobe Sign, or anything like this, or you put it in an EDMS system, or you do a printout and you still say the master document is the paper. There are different ways in doing that. And number three, you should follow guidelines. And there are some very nice guidelines if it comes to that, like I shared here from the EDQM, the general European OMCL network, providing a quality management document for the validation of computerized systems, Annex 1 validation of Excel spreadsheets, for example. And in the US, there's very good information provided by the US FDA Laboratory Information Bulletin. They're a little bit older, but they're still very well written. So you see it here, bulletproof your MS Excel spreadsheets. And there's a part 1 and part 2. I prefer the part 1. And this is giving a kind of a design master guideline. So that's funny. A lot of people think they can manage, they can handle, they can work with Excel sheets. But programming Excel sheets or to have a reprint counter in that and things like that, as general functions in your master template, that's not easy. Not everybody can write an Excel sheet, which you can really validate it. And you can only validate something if there are some design standards in that. You will find that in this documents in the Laboratory Information Bulletin or in the EDQM documents quite very nicely. Then you know how, in general, MSX spreadsheets look like. You should also think about different other things, like if you still work with a handwritten signature on that, that you have a signature field showing the name and the function and the meaning of the signature. So these are the important things. Again, I'd get emails like this, and you, even if you save 50 euros, just reading what areas are covered in this webinar and who will benefit that and why you should attend and so on. I think that's not a serious training offer. You want to learn the important things, especially in 75 minutes. I don't know, I will not register. So sometimes maybe it's good to have a reaction video. So I will tell my daughter this evening I have done it. Okay, so hopefully that was useful for you. Thanks so much.